Welcome to Double Fries No Slaw. It's a Monday night. It's a pop-up episode. TJ Pittenger, Richie Barnes, and we are joined by Florida State's defensive back, Greedy Vance. Greedy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Doing well, doing well. We appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat, taking a few minutes out of your evening. I heard you just left a workout. How are these workouts treating you here in Tallahassee so far?
Workouts going really smooth right now. Looking real good. Getting ready for the season. Getting ready to go into fall camp. So everything going smooth right now.
Good, good. I heard Richie asking you. I was a little bit let down, but you've only been here a couple of months, so I won't give you too hard of a time. But you got to make your way over to Guthrie's and try that chicken tender basket. Get that in before the season, or like on a bye week or something. Don't do that like Duquesne week or something. Not the most healthy. Hit like Vail or something else like that if not. But Double Fries No Slaw brought to you by Guthrie's in Tallahassee. Appreciate their support. Richie, I'm gonna kick it to you to start us off tonight. Get us going here.
Yeah, Greedy. Obviously, last week, Dillan Gibbons posted his latest Big Man, Big Heart, venture, and I think it caught a lot of Florida State fans by surprise who maybe don't know the story. Obviously, Hurricane Ida, the second deadliest and most damaging hurricane to hit Louisiana, next to Katrina. It really impacted your family back home. Your mom, there's some flood damage to the house, etc. Can you just tell us a little more about that, man? Because we definitely want to try and help out any way we can here.
So Hurricane Ida had hit in August of last year. So during the hurricane, everything had happened with the house getting messed up and stuff. So I was at school, so I didn't know. So I transferred to FSU in January. And then we got a break right before spring ball, maybe around early May. And me going home, that was my first time seeing the house. And the house it was all damaged, water damage, mold, carpet got pulled up, the walls was cut out. My mom's bathroom, the whole bathroom was stripped. My ceiling in my room was messed up. It got stripped. They had to put plastic over my room, over the ceiling of my room. The patio in the backyard was destroyed. The only room in the house that wasn't damaged was my little sister's room. So that was the only thing that was messed up. So what I did was I had a friend come over. We cleaned up the whole house. It took about 3 hours, threw out all the sofas and tables and stuff, threw out all of the furniture. Swept up because they had with the walls, they had a lot of dust everywhere. So it was all over the room and stuff. So we had to wear masks and things like that when we were sweeping out the dust and things like that. And then that was about it right there. And then when I came back, that's when I asked Coach Norvell any resources that I could have help to get the house fixed, anything, and he referred me to Dillan. So that's how that kicked off.
Yeah, and Dillan's, obviously done great work with name, image, and likeness. I think this is kind of the really nice side of name, image, and likeness that, a lot of fans, really like to see, because everyone, people posting videos of cars and stuff like that. That's awesome. You guys go get whatever you can, but a story like this is really special. And I know you had mentioned, or it's mentioned on the fundraiser campaign, obviously we have a large listener base here in Florida. Anyone who's been in Florida for a long time, they know what hurricanes are like, man. It's tough. They can cause a lot of damage. And I believe Dillan posted that, we all know this. Insurance companies aren't always the easiest to work with. And that's kind of been the struggle with your mom so far.
Yeah. So I believe she told me something like the deductible was more than what it's supposed to be or something. So she had to pay everything out of pocket. So that's what happened with the insurance.
Yeah, and just for anyone listening real quick, we'll definitely share it. But it's GoFundMe.com. And if you just search Greedy Vance GoFundMe on Google, it will pop right up, guys. I'm looking now, so far over $14,000 raised. We're trying to get Greedy to 25 grand here. Florida State fan base, the community, you had mentioned that, some of your Louisville teammates and others are working hard to share that information as well. So that had to feel, be a nice feeling seeing, your former teammates stepping up as well.
Yeah, it was pretty good seeing that, also that the fact that I transferred and, didn't talk to some of them in a long time, knowing that, we still have a bond, have some type of connection, from when I was there in the prior years. So that felt good.
Talk to me a little bit about. I want to ask you about, and I'm going to ask both these together. But how much did it mean to you to be new to this roster, right? And only have really known these players in this FSU community and these fans for a few months. And in fact, you beat them all last year, right? But like, how much does it mean to you to like only have known these people that are now in your life for a couple of months, and they're some of your strongest supporters, whether that be Jordan or Dillan or the fans that are donating or just whomever. How much does that mean to you? And the other part of that question is, I was going to ask how you feel like accepted as a transfer, but I think the answer to both of those is probably going to be the same.
I think I feel very like I'm thankful for it. I'm very thankful for it. And then also I think of it like it's really like it shows that it's really more about football. Like I'm really struggling with something outside of football, out of our control due to weather. So like they had, the opportunity to help me and they did. They didn't have to do that. They could have said no or they could have said they were working on it and didn't. But, they helped me, they supported me. A lot of my teammates, when they found out that the link was like in this little team group chat, a lot of them reposted it and was, saying that I need help and things like that. So they really supported with me. Supported me.
We would encourage anybody on here if you have the means.
I'm sorry to cut you off. My mom called me. I want to say maybe Thursday. Like Sunday. It was over the weekend, but she called me crying, and then she was just like, all these people like, she was overwhelmed. She called me crying, and then she was like, just let everybody know I really appreciate them for really helping me. Because my mom was never the type of person to ask for stuff. Like, my household was like, if it's okay to ask for help, but like stuff like that was real serious. She wasn't really comfortable with, having to ask for it. But I had the opportunity to help her and I wanted to. So for her to like see how many people was like putting in and helping to get the house fixed and things like that, she was really like overwhelmed and thankful for that. So.
Yeah, I can't imagine, right? Like so much emotion going both ways. Not only the sadness from everything that happened and the destruction and the devastation and stuff, but then also the joy and the thankfulness. So if you guys are watching, if you're listening back to this, the link to the GoFundMe is in the show notes. It's also on the live chat. If you're watching live, you can click that, and we would encourage anybody that can. Any amount helps. Any little bit certainly helps the family. And again, shout out Big Man, Big Heart, and Dillan and those guys that have been there to support you through this. Because, like you said, we love football and we can't wait to cheer for you for 12 plus games this year. But there are some things that are just a lot bigger, and so we're really excited to help do our little part to try and push as much as we can. So again, if you're watching, if you're listening, if you've got $5-10, you got more than that, great. Go throw it in there. Let's get that up to 25,000 before the season starts. That'd be dope, huh? And then let's win 12 games. I do want to move it a little bit. I want to ask you a little bit about football. We want to spend the main part on that, but I want to ask you a little bit about football too. Can you talk to us about the decision to come to Florida State? Obviously, you've been here a few months. You can kind of talk to that some too, but can you just tell us about what made you ultimately pick FSU?
Well, it's 5 hours away from home. When I got in the portal, they were one of the first schools to talk to me. I was real familiar with Coach Dave and Coach Woodson. Coach Woodson recruited me at Auburn coming out of high school my junior year. That's what I was going to initially commit to until I wasn't able to commit there no more due to me holding so long for my commitment. But just like me and Coach Wood had built a big, strong relationship in high school as if we were still in high school. And I've been knowing Coach Dave from back in the city, so that made it way easier for me to come.
And you mentioned that relationship. It probably doesn't hurt that Coach Jack is a New Orleans guy himself, right?
Right. Right.
But
and then they had a lot of guys.
Yeah. And I was going to say, he's not the only one, right? Because you got several players from Louisiana and specifically New Orleans, Sidney Williams, Bless Harris, Bishop Thomas. Are those some of the guys you kind of gravitated to at first, just being all from the same city? And I'm sure you had a knowledge of them if you didn't already know them when you came here.
Yeah, that's what I didn't mean to cut you off. That's what I was getting to. They had like a lot of guys from New Orleans and Louisiana area. Like at the time they had Corey in here. They still got Jakai, Bless, Byron, Bishop, Sidney, like you said. So I just know I was gonna be around a lot of guys that was from where I'm from, so it made me a lot more comfortable. So that's that.
What can Florida State fans expect from you this season in Tallahassee? I saw a stat that you had over 360 snaps in coverage at Louisville, giving up just 2 touchdowns over 360. What can the fans look forward to when you take the field and run into that tunnel against Duquesne for the first time?
Team player, excited player, scrappy player, person that's fun to watch, a person to look up to. Just a person who loves playing football, like to make plays, stuff like that. Also, kind-hearted, very nice, very open person. Someone you could come up to like after the game and stuff like that, have a regular conversation with as if I'm a normal person. Just stuff like that. So.
Richie mentioned, being from Louisiana. I don't want to overlook Duquesne. I know that's the focus, right? We need to go 1-0, but I know you've thought about that LSU game. How cool is that going to be to get to go and play there in the Dome in New Orleans?
Playing, I played in 2 state championships in the Superdome. My school won 4, and I was a part of 3. I was in Elizabeth my sophomore year, so I saw 3. But just going back home, playing out in a sellout game versus LSU in front of all my family and friends, just it's a big opportunity. It's a very big opportunity. It's gonna be real fun, so I can't wait for it.
And then kind of another homecoming. Shout out Richie. He wrote this, so I won't steal the credit. But have you thought about that Louisville game at all? When you get to go back and play those guys after practicing and working with them for as long as you did?
Yeah, I can't wait to go back there neither. But, we just taking it slow. I think about it, but I try not to think about it too much because, I don't like to get too far ahead, But, when the time comes, lock in, do my job, and we're going to come back with a win.
Couple fun ones, and then we'll get out of here. Who is your funniest teammate? Who's the funniest teammate so far that you've met in Tallahassee?
Probably Jordan Travis.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he like dad jokes or is he?
Cameron McDonald pretty funny too.
Yeah, Cameron's a great writer. I like all his stuff that he writes and puts out on social media. He's really good there. What's your favorite? Do you have like a favorite like food spot? Like after being in town a couple of months, like what's your go-to like spot for food so far?
Harry's a Hobbit.
Oh, okay. What kind of wings you get?
If I get the wings, I get honey mustard.
Okay. Garden Gold's good too. You should try the Garden Gold wings. I know that's cliche, but they're good. Trust me. If you don't like it, just tell them it's on me.
I got you.
No, for real, bro. They'll do it. They'll hook it up. Just tell them double fries, no slaw. We're cool with them people. So, all right, man. We appreciate you a ton. Again, if you guys are tuned in, if you're watching this, if you're listening to it on replay, we put the link into the chat. We would really, really encourage you to go support Greedy's GoFundMe. I'd love for that thing to hit 25K. I would love for it to hit this week, right? But if that could hit it before the start of the season, that'd be amazing. Greedy, we can't wait to see you on the field. We appreciate that you're in Tallahassee, and we wish you the best of luck this season, man. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Take care, bud.
Have a good one.
Greedy Vance, FSU football defensive back. Appreciate him for stopping by. Quick little pop-up episode. Again, if you have the ability, if you have the means, we would certainly encourage you to go check out his GoFundMe. Again, we put it up in the chat, put up in the link. If you tuned in late on the live, I see we have quite a few people in here now. You can go back and listen to this. It'll be posted everywhere in just a few minutes. Richie, anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, and I also encourage, if you can't, give right now, that's fine. Like the times are tough for a lot of people, but definitely go to Dillan Gibbons' Twitter and share the link to it in his tweet where he mentioned it, because even if you're not able to give right now, you never know what a retweet might do, who might see it, and what might come of it. So definitely encourage everyone to share that, and let's take care of a fellow Noel.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good stuff. Glad that we can make this happen. Excited to see that hit 25K. So, all right, we'll be back later this week with some pop-ups, some fun stuff coming. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you watched, if you listened. We appreciate it. We will talk to you guys next time. Go Noles.